What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review charged by BoardGameExchange.com, and it's like Board Game Rental website. And today I'm very excited to be checking out Kingdom from Black Locust Games. This is for 2 players. It'll take about 45 minutes to play. It's for ages 18 and up, even though I have a feeling that will change. And Kingdom is going to be on Kickstarter right now, or very, very soon, depending on when you're watching this video. And in Kingdom, 1 player will take control of the Dark Angels, and 1 player will take control of the Light Angels, and they will collide and clash and trying to get into each other's territories, which I guess would be heaven and hell. You'll be laying down cards using super cool angel powers, fighting all over Earth and on heaven and in hell. Lots of intriguing stuff. Let's open it up and see how it plays. Alright, so we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Kingdom. As I always like to mention, this is a promotional edition I have here. Your edition is going to look much nicer with different prototype or different components and different rule book, I would assume, and various other different things. So, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of the game. First and foremost, you're going to get your handy-dandy rule booklet. It is 20 pages. Wowza. Full color, double-sided. And it is a very well done rule booklet. You'll go through it the first time and you will understand how to play, which is always outstanding. Next, we're going to take a look at your board, the star of the show. Well, not the star of the show necessarily, but over here we're going to have hell, over here we're going to have heaven, and 2 players are going to battle. One's going to take control of the Dark Angels, one's going to take control of the Light Angels. What you're going to be doing is trying to move your angels from your end of the board all the way to your opponent's end of the board. So you can go diagonal, you can go straight, and in the end you're going to want to end up right there or right here, depending on which color you are. If you get all the way over there, then you will score a certain number of points. Each angel is worth various different numbers of points. You will score that many points. You'll go over here to your point tracker, and you will say, all right, I scored 6 points, so you'd put it on to 6, and then if you scored 6 more, you'd go to 12, etc., etc. And the end game is you were trying to get 35 points. First player to 35 points is the winner. Next, over here is where you're going to be keeping track of your power. Now, power is very important. There's special cards in the game which are going to require power to play. Also, these movement cubes, which we'll get to in a second, you get as many movement cubes as you have power. So at the beginning of your turn, if you have 4 power, then you get 4 movement cubes. If you have 0 power, then you only get 1 movement cube, and movement cubes are very, very important. The last thing I want to mention on the board are these symbols in the middle. We have 2, 1, a little card symbol, and then 2 and 1. Now, you're going to be moving your angels all around the board. If you decide to stop in the middle at one of these spots and end your turn there, then you will gain 2 power, 1 power, or a card. So even though you might not want to stop there, you definitely want to stop there because those are very nice to get an extra card or more power. So, next, we're going to take a look at your cards. Now, in the deck, there's going to be 3 types of cards. You're going to have these, which I believe are called scripts, and they're going to do very special things. Some will let your angel move more spaces than normal. Some will let you draw more cards. Some will make it so an opponent's angel cannot move. So, those are the scripts. Next, you're going to get your angels, and nearly all of them have special abilities. So, let's take a look at this angel card in particular. This one right here is going to be worth 4 points if you score it. Now there's a 2 right there, and that 2 means that this angel can move up to 2 spaces during 1 turn. Very simple. There's also a special ability down here. So the special ability says, when activated, gain 1 movement cube for each angel currently active. So essentially, if you have a bunch of angels on the board, if you activate this guy, you're going to gain 1 movement cube for each and every angel you have on the board. So that's a very nice activation thing, as long as you have angels on the board. And you, just to say, you can only have 5 angels on the board at once. Now, what is all this symbology down here? It looks really confusing. Trust me, it's not. Now, how you battle in this game is, it's essentially a modified rock, paper, scissors. You have fire, water, and earth. fire beats water, or well, water beats fire, fire beats earth, etc., etc. And once you've memorized the fire beats water, water beats fire, etc., etc., it's a very, very simple combat system. Now, what I really like about the combat system is that this is not just a fire card, it's not just a water card, it's not just an earth card. It has all three symbols. It depends on where you attack or get attacked from. So, for instance, if another angel decides to come at you from, say, right here, then you're going to look at what symbol you have right here, and you're going to look at what symbol they have right there. So for this one, it would be fire versus earth. Now, if you did it like this, it would be water versus fire. They all have different symbols on the different sides, and it really does make you think about where your angel is positioned and what angels are around you that can attack you. The last card in here are the pillars. These are essentially like body armor, I like to call them. Essentially, this just makes it so that if someone attacks you, you have one symbol representing. You have water representing you. Now, normally, if someone comes up to you and were to attack you and kill you, then you are dead. Well, too bad, you're done. But if they attack you and you have this pillar, then the pillar goes away. So it essentially kind of acts as body armor. Now, if you do the attacking, then this is negated, and if they kill you, well, if you're attacking and they kill you, then you obviously didn't think out that move too strategically. Now, you may be wondering what happens if water attacks water. Well, then both of you are eliminated, which you might want to do for strategic's point of view. Now, we'll go over a real quick mock hand so you can see how everything works, what you're going to be doing. So you're going to start off and you're going to have 7 cards in your hand. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to decide if you want to activate an angel. Now, normally at the beginning of your turn, you would also get at least 1 movement cube. As I mentioned, however many power you have, you'll gain that many movement cubes. But you're not going to be moving anything on your very first turn because, well, you don't have any angels on the board. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick out an angel, and you'll decide, oh, what angel do I want to put out? And you will place it face down, and next turn it will be activated. Now, you can put it in your realm, which is any one of these 5 spots. And then you might also want to sell things, so you can essentially sell different things for different amounts of power, and that will move your power marker up there. So if you sold this, it would be worth 3. If you sold this, it would be worth 1. So you can sell various different things and move up on the power track, but if you sell them, you're not going to be able to get them back most of the time unless a special card lets you do that. Once you're done, you will say, hey, I'm done, and you will draw up to 4 cards. If you have more than 4 cards, then you're not going to need to draw. Now, how that works is, you don't have a hand limit, but essentially, if you have more than 4 cards, you're only going to get to draw 1 card at the beginning of your turn. Which I do like how that works because, you know, it's very interesting. And I haven't seen too many games that do it like that. Next, the next player would go, they'd probably set out an angel and do this and that. And then your next turn would come around, and since you have 0 power, you would gain 1 movement cube. Now, an interesting thing about the movement cubes is they don't roll over. There's no rollover movement cubes in this game. So if you don't use all your movement, well, tough cookies, you lose it. So you'd flip this guy over if you wanted to, and he is now activated. Now his special ability would take place. I chose one that didn't have a special ability, and now he can go up to 2 spaces. But since you only have 1 movement cube, you would say, all right, I'm just going to move him right here. You can go any direction, diagonal, backwards, all those different things. And that's just about it. Also, as I wanted to mention, if you decide to end your turn here, you would gain 1 power, 2 powers. So if your turn started and you were right there, you would gain 2 movement cubes. But you're going to go back and forth, battling angels, using special abilities, doing a bunch of different stuff until one player gets to 35 points. And that is how Kingdom is. Alright, Kingdom from Black Locust Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. I always like to say it's 2 players. You can't play 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 18. Only 2 players, which is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Also, the theme is not going to please everybody. It is about angels, even though it's not like biblical in that sort of sense. But some people just aren't going to like that theme. Also, the angels on the darker side are definitely on the darker side. They're dark angels. They're not, they're not cartoony at all. They do look very, very dark, which isn't going to be for everybody. Moving on to the pros, though, I really enjoyed Kingdom. Now, my wife is not the biggest fan of head-to-head collision kind of games where you're fighting each other, but she also liked this game as well, which let me know that this is a fantastic game. What do I love about this game? First and foremost, the artwork. The artwork on the cards is outstanding. All the angels are unique. They all look outstanding, fantastic, beautiful artwork that will instantly turn your head. People are like, whoa, what game is that? Also, I like the fact that there is a board. They could have got away with not having a board, but the board really makes the game, in my opinion. My very, very favorite part of the game, though, is the angels themselves, the special abilities on them. Now, there's a couple angels that don't have special abilities, but the majority of them do have special abilities, and some of them happen when you activate the angel, some of them happen when you score the angel, some of them happen when you're in battle. Every single angel, for the most part, has unique abilities that completely changes how you're going to be playing from one turn to the next. Another thing I really liked about it was Earth in the middle. I thought that was a really cool idea right there, where if you stop there in the middle, you're going to be gaining different things. You gain different, you can get more cards, you can gain more power, and if you gain more power, I mean, if you go on the left or the right side, you gain 2 power, which essentially means next turn you're going to get at least 2 movement cubes, which is huge. So even if you don't want to stop there, you're like, well, I kind of do want to stop there because I want to do that. I also love the fact that once you score, your power goes back to 0, so everything's always going to be stay in balance, and you're going to have to start from the beginning. The last thing I really enjoyed about this game is there's a lot of strategy here. You're going to be needing to be thinking about what you're going to do next turn and the turn after that, even though a lot of the times your enemy is going to foil your plan. If you could not tell, I really enjoyed my time with Kingdom, and I think you will too if you're in the market for a fantastic 2-player game. If you enjoyed, if this game intrigues you, be sure to check out the Kickstarter link below. Tell them Bowers Game Corner sent you. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for your time.
That was the review for Kingdom. For more reviews and previews, check back at Bowers Game Corner. Also, be sure to check out BoardGameExchange.com. It's more awesome than the Bible.